Hey, this is the Underqualified podcast. I'm Ishan.
I'm Ed.
And what did we talk about today, Ed?
Today we covered three Aussie guys who built a $150 million gaming studio off a drug dealer simulator. We also covered another, how old is he, 24?
24 years old.
He raised $300 million for a biohacking software platform.
He's worth $300 million, yeah.
And then we covered the film industry, a little bit of kind of
Sinners
background knowledge.
And the Ryan Coogler guy making $40 million from a rare deal.
There we go. Breaking news. You live in front of this screen now, don't you?
Yeah, have you? I mean, you saw me do
the lottery.
The lottery thing. Oh my god, it's so cold.
It's fucking freezing.
In here, yeah.
This reminds me of when Lincoln locked me in the room for 60 hours. I guess you were colder than me, but
I was fucking freezing, mate. What do you mean? You were bloody taking your clothes off. You were too hot.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you're manic.
Hey, these lights don't provide like a lot of warmth.
No, they provide a lot of brightness though.
I mean, if we're in a small room, they would.
You hear that? Ed said they're too bright, Lincoln.
They're extremely bright.
Is that Lincoln's fault?
Yeah.
So
they are lights though, so the talent to be bright.
The talent is not happy, Lincoln.
Talent's never happy, mate.
Talent's never happy.
All right. Well, is everything's recording? Everything's all good?
Yeah, I think so.
Things all good. We'll just talk about schedule one. That's probably like a good first topic. Do you think?
Yeah. So what if I assume, because I brought it up with my friends like a week ago, and they were like, "What the fuck is that game?" And I'm like, "I've been obsessed with this for 2 weeks, and like no one knows."
Is it the number one video game in the world right now?
I think on Steam, yeah.
Could we? Is there somehow? Does Steam have like chart rankings or something?
Leaderboards?
Do you want to explain what it is?
So it's like it's I don't know how to say. It kind of looks like a 3D like Rick and Morty style like.
It is Rick and Morty style,
you know,
yeah.
And it's like you dropped in this small town, and there's no spoilers here, but you're dropped in a small town, and the idea is that you have to kind of build a drug empire for your uncle who is in jail, and you just slowly like. You have one pot of weed, and then you like tend to that. You trim it, you plant, you put it in the bags. It's all manual.
It's a drug dealer simulator.
Yeah, drug dealer simulator. And then it's just like not that complicated of a game, but it's really fun and addictive. And then everything just scales up, and you can buy
sell
guns
like more weed, and you can expand. You can buy like properties to sell more drugs and different drugs. You can do like crack and
there's multiplayer as well. So
you can do co-op. Like we were in a co-op world, and like one person can like package the drugs, the other person can sell the drugs to customers.
Yeah.
Customers are walking around. You can hire dealers.
Yeah.
It's actually like a really good game to like learn about business.
Yeah, it's like very like automating things. It's very like
you start off manually doing stuff, and then you can like level. It's literally like real life when you grow a business. Like it's great. You start delegating things to other people, and you make more money doing less work.
And I was reading on like the Reddit that like all these people who get to the end, and obviously you've been to the end of the game, but it just becomes like really boring like business management simulator of like making sure people have ingredients and deliveries are on time and employees are doing the right thing. It sounds so boring.
I thought it was a little like microcosm of life, because you get to the end. It's kind of like GTA as well. You make so much money, and you're like, what else? What's the point of this game?
And then you start killing people.
That makes that's really scary. That's literally what I did. I bought a gun and I just started shooting people. I think what's probably more interesting to talk about schedule one is the guy behind it. We could bleep this out or cut it. Do you know this guy? Apparently,
well, there's like
the guy who made
connection.
it.
So there's a lot of like Cold Ones references in it,
Ooh.
and I think it's 3 dudes, and one of them is a Cold Ones fan or something.
Okay.
And they were in Melbourne like last week for the IEM Counter-Strike thing.
And they're anonymous, like they're not public people.
No, their names. Oh, actually, no. They've got like
you dox them now.
No, they've got like I forgot that they've got like gamer tag.
Can you tell me like his age range?
I've got no idea, but they're fucking young. Like
they're young
just, like,
people. I'm assuming they have made like tens of millions of dollars in the last month.
Well,
or two.
Apparently they've sold 50 million copies, and it's $30 a copy. So.
Yeah, you can do. We're not going to do the we're not going to do the math on
I
here.
believe $150 million revenue in like 2 weeks. Yeah. If
That is,
if my
and then
maths
Steam
is
takes
correct.
Steam takes a cut. I'm assuming like a big cut, but even then, post Steam
Yeah.
fee, Steam's is the distribution platform to buy this game. That is really and I think they've been working on it for a while. Did they?
Yeah, I
Do
think
you
so.
know,
And then
like
also
a few
there's
years or whatever?
other. That's what's so weird is like why this one blew up because there are other ones like out there that are kind of similar.
That's what I was
that were
thinking.
there before.
I've always seen simulator games like
Yeah.
Farm Simulator or
Yeah.
like Fishing Simulator, and I've never played those. But this one is just like,
And there's one called
different.
like Drug Lord Simulator, and it was like released maybe a year ago.
and it's weird because games these days they launch with like influencers and stuff like
Yeah.
that. I feel like this happened very organically.
Yeah,
Right?
I don't know how they did it. Yeah, there you go. Steam takes 30% commission, so that's insane.
That's like app store,
yeah.
like Apple's app store. Yeah, that's crazy.
And then I think the maths is like with Steam, the rough calculation is you can do like 10 times the number of reviews, and that's how many downloads you've got. It's like about 10% of people leave a review. So I don't know what they were at. I think they were at like the 3,600.
They've 100% made tens of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
And they're like 3 Australian young dudes.
I think they're Aussies, yeah.
So congratulations to them. That's really crazy. I don't see anyone reporting about this or talking about this, and this is like one of the most successful
Yeah.
Australian entrepreneurial. I mean, it's probably because they made a drug dealer simulator, but also like, hey, it's a fun game. And
so GTA, like Rockstar Games, has heaps of. So how many reviews are there? Okay, yeah, there are 158,000 reviews. So that means they've sold at least 1.5 million copies, but probably more. And then it's $30. So yeah, at the minimum they've
made tens of millions of dollars.
Yeah,
It's
30,
eight
40
figures
mil.
and eight
Minus-
figures in sales.
minus
Not to
Steam
mention the
commission.
reviews are overwhelmingly positive.
Yeah,
Oh, it's a great game. They should keep updating it. And you know, because like I said, I've fucking played it. Like it took over my life.
Yeah.
And I finished it. Nothing else to really do. I'm done. I haven't logged back into the game in like
Yeah.
a week or two. Yeah, if they just like came out with more updates, more properties. I don't really know how you keep maybe some multiplayer stuff. It is co-op, but it's not multiplayer. Like you can't rival other like drug empires and stuff like that. I feel like if there was a bit more competitiveness to it, because I'm just versing
Yeah.
myself really.
and also you now know that like what getting to the end feels like. So if they added like the same, let's say you have to do another 30 hours of playing to get to the end, you're like, I can't be bothered because I know it's like there's nothing to do.
Yeah, I think
Whereas
this-
you
it
exploring.
has a clock, this game, I think. Yeah.
Definitely.
It's
But
a
I
fact.
have the clock, I reckon.
It like teaches you how to like money launder and
Yeah.
stuff. It's pretty funny. Look, I think maybe it's going to be controversial for like a lot of parents because you know we're adults, but there's probably a lot of kids playing it. I'm assuming, and they're
Yeah, it
learning.
is kind of crazy.
They are learning about. You know, it's not a hyper realistic simulator. You're not learning exactly how to
Yeah.
create meth and create cocaine and
It's
stuff like that.
pretty, like, you know, the process
It is kind of it's okay.
I would say so.
Yeah, it is pretty crazy. So yeah, congratulations to I guess the fake name is Tyler. I don't know what
Yeah,
the real name is.
TVGS.
TVGS. Hey, yeah, Australian report. Like they should do a story on it. It's like really
Yeah,
fascinating.
It's kind of like just wild how I feel like nowadays everyone's got their own different channels of like niche things they're into.
Yeah.
And it's meant that like something huge can happen in one realm of the internet and no one else can know about it. Whereas
Right.
I feel like back in the day, it's like if I don't know, it would have been a much like GTA. Everyone knows about GTA. And whereas
Yeah.
now it's like there's just so much niche shit going on. Like I'm sure there are like random games in other countries and stuff that we just haven't even heard about that have done insanely well.
They could, yeah. I mean, there's probably something in. You take GTA for example. Take one like task or one
Yeah.
thing of it and break it down to its own game, and that's Schedule 1, this drug dealer simulator. But there's probably other things that. Man, I feel like people are going to flood the market with all these like simulator
Like it
Schedule
would
1
literally,
types.
it would be like a mini game in GTA. Like you would just,
Yeah.
this would be one of the little businesses you run. But for some reason, like the way the world is built, it's really entertaining. So
Yeah, and I believe Lincoln is still ongoing in Schedule 1. We've kind of finished. Or you're still going. Or...
I've like got fucking heaps. So I just don't have time to. It's Literally,
is
you're
a
sitting
time
there
suck-
putting
time sink.
weed in little bags. Like, it's just fucking absolute time suck, but it's really fun.
I tend to do 12-hour sessions, so I try not to
Holy
sit
fuck.
down. I try not to sit
Holy
down. I've done like 2 massive, maybe
I've done the
3
same,
massive
so-
sessions so far. I try not to touch it day to day.
All right. I'm looking through my. I've got a few topics here. Do you wanna?
Well, it is also, how long has it been since the last fucking episode?
Yeah, I know it's
6
been a lot.
months?
I didn't want to like talk
months?
about it as much because, like, yeah, it's. I don't. We just stopped.
We're just really bad at
We
committing.
just stopped. We've got more on a team now. We've got Rowan actually, who's going to be editing all the episodes and clips and all the shit. So we just kind of show up and chat. I feel like if that's the case, we can.
It's very easy to do.
It's very
now,
easy to keep
and
doing.
then also, I feel like we had, like, I can't even remember. It was like November or something last year.
I don't remember the last time we did.
Was
this,
it
but
Bobby
Eight
the last
months ago.
episode?
8 months ago, Bejuice.
Oh, Bejuice. That was a good
Bobby
one.
That was a
and
fucking great
Bejuice and-
episode.
Good out.
It's criminal how that hasn't done really well. Those guys are fucking great.
Yeah,
oh,
they-
the Bejuice guys. Yeah, shout out Bejuice guys. A lot of Australian startups doing
Give 'em
well.
land.
We could probably talk about Superpower.
Yes.
Are
Are they Aussie? I
Yeah.
thought they had an office in San Fran or some shit.
No, I think they moved to the States. So, like, the background is there's a 24-year-old in Sydney who used to live in Sydney. He just raised, I think, $30 million
30 mil.
at $300 million valuation. It's a health startup where by the way, we're going to both probably be ignorant about the platform because I haven't used it. I don't know anything
Yeah, I haven't
about
used
it.
I have to look at it.
So
there.
that's a little caution there. But I believe you put all your you do a blood test and you put like your health data in it, and then it will use AI to give you a dashboard of all your like vitals and biometrics and blah, 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 blah. So it's just like a little like health companion thing. I believe. I don't. sorry to the Superpower people if we're saying it wrong, but it's funny because we'll put it up on the screen, but the founder of Superpower, he used to message me back in
Whoa.
2022 or like a couple of years ago when he was like, he's young, by the way. I said he's 24 now. I think he was probably like, 2-3 years ago. So he was like 21, 22. He was messaging me like, hey, we should catch up and talk.
Work something
And
out.
he listened to one of a podcast I did and he was like, yeah, whatever. And I just ignored it. So I ignored this person who ended up making hundreds of $1 million startup thing. And I messaged him. I was like, hey, it's so funny. I ignored you.
I ghosted
Congrats.
you, yeah. Now
Congrats.
you're rich. I want to talk to you.
Yeah, now that you're wealthy. And anyway, so we should probably talk about, I guess, why is it worth $300 million?
It's fascinating. It's like I think there's a mix of things, but like that whole space of like biohacking and stuff really fucking popped off after COVID, I reckon.
And Dickman.
Brian Johnson.
Brian Johnson, who you saw that email where he was like, the subject line or something was, "Here's how you can get an erect penis" or something.
Nice.
Okay, it wasn't like exactly that. It was something about erections during how to get 9 erections during
During the night, yeah.
during the night or something like that.
He has his like brag is that he has the same number of nighttime erections that like a 16-year-old boy has.
Is
or
that
something. It's
is that
like
a
really
brag?
creepy, yeah.
I don't know if that's a brag.
Nice, creepy.
But so yeah, so I guess that's one thing. Everyone's caring more about their health.
yeah, like
So that's a trend.
Yeah.
So he created a startup with the backdrop
you got
of an industry
saunas,
that's
Saint Haven, Erewhon, like fucking all
Yes.
of these like premium. It's become like almost like a status symbol to be really healthy.
yeah. So this thing his platform costs $500 a year, I believe. $500. This is the website here. Peak Health starts now is their tagline. 100 lab tests, results tracked over your lifetime, and a private medical team, all for just $500 a year.
It
Now,
does all look cool. It looks like a sci-fi.
this
thing.
looks like for like rich people, if $500 a year, that's kind of expensive. Now, like I know I pay $200 a week for it.
But you get
for a
to you
sauna.
go to a place.
Yeah,
and
but I
do
go
thing.
to a
Yeah.
place and stuff like that. I feel like this kind of seems. I wonder how many people are paying. $500 is expensive for like a software.
Their waiting list is
product.
massive.
So I
they
believe
hyped
it's
it
like
up really well.
150,000 people on the wait list, which I've got. Okay, so let's actually break this down for a second. I don't want to be a hater right now, but I was going to say what's on my mind. Sorry, Max. I don't know much about your thing, so I might sound ignorant here. But what I think has happened here is that these guys obviously have a very sexy vision, a very sexy narrative, very sexy design. The design's amazing. I believe one of the founders is like the main designer or something. And when you kind of package that all up, you can go out.
Sean invested.
Yeah, I know. So Sean, Sean is a guy I used to work for. He's an investor in this. So when you package all that sexiness up, you can go ahead and start building an email list. Just go on Facebook and buy. You can buy emails. Now, when you do that and you don't have a product, people don't know what they're signing up for. So the intent behind the email capture is like pretty weak. They don't know what the price point is. They don't know what the product does. But they're curious enough because you have all the sexiness.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what they did. I don't know if like, sorry if I'm, being wrong here, but they've gone ahead and they've got a massive email list now. And then they go out to VCs, venture capitalists, and go like, hey, we have 150,000 people on our wait list.
This equals our annual recurring revenue.
This is going to cost $500. We're going to get some conversion of that. And that's going to equal, that's why we're worth $300 million. Now, I don't think that's the real I don't think that's the case I don't know how much of that email list is actually going to convert at $500 when you have an expensive product and the people that signed up didn't really know how expensive it was going to be and really what the product does.
And
I could
how,
be wrong,
in terms of the actual, how the business operates, so it's available worldwide.
Is it? No, I don't think so. I think it's only available in
in Palo Alto,
in San Francisco, and stuff like that.
Okay, that's easier because how would this interface with a random Melbourne pathology or the pathology place in Brisbane or Japan, wherever? So
this is a beautiful site.
Yeah, it's a really nice site. And then I think they did also for the waitlist, they gave away merch. They gave away 10 out of the 1,000 who sign up are going to get a free year, blah, blah, blah. So that lots of little growth hacky things to get that wait list up.
Yeah, to me, this is mostly marketing.
Yeah, it's a really slick interface to the healthcare system, which I don't think fixes the issues.
A way I feel like they can do well is if they get enough people, enough data, if they can build a sort of hive of health data, then maybe a bigger company can come in and would like to buy that. And, they're really just a marketing arb that's just based on what I know. Again, we're pretty ignorant because we haven't read about everything in their journey. And I don't want to, this person's from our country. So I want to support and,
he's over there in the US, making people less fat, I guess. But, it's,
yeah, and it's a applaudable, you have to applaud them doing something to do with health, and it's a good thing. And I'm just a little skeptical on I think it's mostly marketing, and B, I think VCs. This is the issue when VCs aren't operational people.
Yeah.
Because VCs probably looked at that wait list and did times 400 times 1% or whatever conversion rate they thought, and they go
well, that's a big
all
number.
right, that's a big number. We should raise it. And it, I think that's it's a little pyramid scheme. Not just Superpower, but there was one called Superhuman, which was an email client that did the exact same playbook where they had a huge wait list. They had a huge wait list and they had an expensive product.
Yeah.
And then no one ended up converting because all the people on the wait list were captured under a different intent.
I remember Robin Hood had the wait list feature as well. I think I was on it early, and I was waiting and waiting. They had this line, and if you
for Australia, right?
Yeah, and if you referred your friends, you went up.
They're still not in Australia. They said they'll be in Australia in 12 months. Wait, no, you use Robinhood, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh wait, so they are in Australia. I remember I wrote a Medium article. I used to write blogs. I wrote blogs on startups, and I wrote one on Robinhood, and when they launched, and it's on the internet there. Just type in my name in Robinhood, and Yeah, they reposted it, and like the CEO reposted it and stuff like that. Because I said I'm 15, I want to buy stocks, and this is a good app.
Yeah.
But
I want
yeah,
to leverage trade options.
Robinhood
and
is
kill myself.
a good example of this working.
Yeah.
And then
It was like,
not.
I think it's a cute idea because like when you're building a company, you believe that your vision, but other people don't, and you need to prove to like investors, venture capital, whoever, that you're the one. And then it's like, that's the easiest way to be like, look, we got 1,000 people who like obviously have this issue and they want to fix it. Like they need to trade stocks and whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then that might get you that first, check or whatever in the door. And then you can start building from there and on and on and on. But like the superhuman thing, I don't know, like, it's my own personal opinion, but like, do you want to know all of your health markers every day or like, it's just like too much. It's like, just eat okay and go to the gym and you'll probably be fine.
There's probably going to be like there's a Brian Johnson camp, and then there's like an anti Brian Johnson camp. I think we're probably more on the anti, like,
yeah.
We want to be healthy, but we want to also like enjoy life and not worry about every single
like,
little...
oh my god, my sleep score was 85 last night. What's gone wrong? And then it's like your whole day's fucked. It's
stupid. I mean, like I do some tracking stuff, but I've never stuck to it. And
same.
Yeah, I don't think it's maybe for us. But look, good luck to I mean, maybe we were mostly hating, but good, congratulations to anyone that's like our age doing successful startup stuff. It's always good to see.
Really good.
Yeah, shout out to the designer. Wow, are they looking for a job? Oh, wait, they're probably fucking worth gazillions now.
Helping the world, not making a casino, but
yeah, yeah, they're actually doing something net positive.
They have morals.
But no, yeah, congratulations to them.
And how do you feel about Whoop bands?
Whoop bands. Andre has one. Right? Shout out Andre.
Shout out Andre.
This is in loving memory.
He's
not dead, but
he's not dead.
he didn't want to. Maybe he'll join one of the episodes.
The couch ain't big enough for 3 people.
No, it is. He can sit right here.
Yeah.
Or on your lap or whatever.
Yeah, whatever we want to do.
Yeah, Whoop bands. What do they actually do?
That same shit of like, this is
You
your
track everything?
variable heart rate. This is
it the same as Fitbit?
Yeah, I think so. But it's again slick, nice interface, and they got a heap of like celebrity partnerships and stuff. So then, because LeBron James wears it, you think, you know what I mean? Like, it's like you want the tennis racket Roger Federer has. You want the thing because you think that's what makes athletes as good at what they do.
Ooh, I mean, okay, so Superpower, the 24-year-old Sydney one, they had a lot of celebrities in their financing in their funding round, and that's probably like that's a good strat. Like, you want this an athlete or a model, or this is how they stay in shape and blah blah blah, and track this. Another startup, I guess still a startup in this space is 8 Sleep.
Yeah,
that they go like, this is the fucking. Yeah, LeBron James sleeps on this. Elon Musk sleeps on this. Mark Zuckerberg sleeps on this. And you go like, wait, if I want to be smarter and fitter and blah, 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 I'll sleep on a 8 Sleep. And it's a $4,000 product.
Yeah.
So, man, actually, these are great businesses.
Big Boss doesn't approve of
Noah. Okay, so I convinced Noah to buy one. You know what's so funny? I used to be on the 8 Sleep website. Did you know about that?
No.
I used to be on the 8 Sleep. So they used to have Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, and Ishan. I'm actually not even fucking around. I used to be on the 8 Sleep website. I didn't own one, but I kept seeing it. So I put on Twitter like, this looks like an amazing product for blah. Like I glazed them.
Yeah.
I did tricks on it. I was bouncing on it, and then like they put me on their website. I don't know if it's still on there, but there's probably a screenshot we can find. Health startups that you can price insanely because rich people care about their health because they got nothing else to do, and it's a good thing. You know, if you have to be good at marketing to capture all that data and emails and stuff. But
I'm in the camp of like, Zuck in his Harvard dorm room drinking beers and Monster Energy drinks and, getting down. There's no like optimization, like that stuff. I feel like it's like, it actually makes very little difference.
Yeah, optimization is kind of like, like the death of things.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's, you don't want to do too much. Jeff Bezos had this really fucking good not quote, but he was like, it was this interview where he was talking about, I think Blue Origin, his space company, and
don't even talk about that fucking lady.
Oh yeah. I don't know too much.
I just saw it get
Perry going up
memed
to the sky.
extremely heavily. Yeah.
He was talking about they were at some like they bought some landing site or something, and they were digging around this landing site for Blue Origin, and they found a like a pot, and the pot had like drawings on it and stuff like that. And he was saying, wow, in a place where this was a desert where people were starving and dying, and they had time to draw on a pot, because life is about like beautiful things, not like that's what makes life worth living. Beauty over function, and I don't know. So I thought that kind of related or something. Like
it really is that, because it's like
life has to be more than just like the thing that he said was, we don't want to air condition the world. And like his thing, like I don't know. I'm going on a tangent here, but
because like I don't want to be thinking about what my heart rate is right now. I would rather be thinking about like larger, longer term, like things that will bring me more happiness than like, oh, sweet, I got a good sleep score last night. I'm not as foggy today. Like, I just don't believe it, to be honest. And then like if you're like a lot of these people as well, there are like so many more drastic changes for them to make in their life, like better job, whatever.
Yeah.
Social things, making friends, etc. It's like making sure that your like heart rate variability is perfect is probably not the priority, and like not the thing you should be spending money on. Like go on a holiday and have fun.
Yeah. It'd be good if we had someone here that cared about, that took really the other side, because I think we're all on the same page on this, where like we don't want to over optimize and kill yourself that way.
Because it like burns you the fuck out.
Wait, I just said something that's insane.
What?
I said you don't want to kill. Let's go. What's good, bro? Do you want to say something?
It's a bar.
No, do you want to say anything?
He's not a professional, mate. He's not a professional.
Get the fuck out of here.
No, I said something just super crazy.
What?
I said, okay, so people are doing this to not kill themselves, right?
Yeah.
They're going to get healthier. But by over-optimizing, you are slowly killing yourself because you're becoming less human.
Yes.
Anyway.
And then, like, are you even living if you're Brian John? If every moment of your day is centered around doing the next task that keeps you alive, what's the point?
Yeah, he does. He has some tweets. He's actually kind of funny.
He's funny, yeah.
He has some tweets or like he posts on videos of him like at raves and going like, "Hey, look, I'm a normal person. I do normal human things."
He did that once.
Yeah. I think maybe it was a marketing thing, but no. Okay, we'll get off this topic. You didn't have any topics.
Fuck no. I've been watching AI Italian animal brain rot.
Yeah. What's your favorite Italian brain rot? Say, do you like?
I like Bombadero Crocodilo. He's pretty cool.
Chimpanzini Banini.
I like Chimpanzini Banini.
What about Tung Zahur?
Yeah. And my question, like, why is because he's Indonesian, right?
What the fuck is
What about? I don't know I don't know the backstory.
They're all Italian, and then there's two.
Ballerina Cappuccina, me. What else? Yeah, we should do a brain rot.
Tralaleo, tralala.
Yeah, tralaleo, tralala.
With shoes on. And then there's Goosini, Bombardini, Goosini, or something like that. It's like a goose version of the crocodile plane.
Yeah, this Italian brain rot. You know what? Actually, this podcast is probably like brain rot business podcast.
Yeah.
Like we're just
you can pretend to be productive by having this in your ears. Like, oh, I'm listening to a business podcast. It's actual just
at least,
slop.
Yeah, but maybe it's less boring than normal business podcasts. I had in here actually. Have you watched any good movies lately?
What have I been?
Because I've got a business topic about movies, but
okay, really good one was Past Lives by the A24.
Oh yeah,
the Korean
lovely. Yeah, I watched
story.
it.
It was very nice.
That was really good.
Good film. And then I've just been watching reels, and I've been reading books actually. I've been reading books and watching like both ends of the spectrum.
Both. Yeah. Okay. There you go. Have you watched Love on the Spectrum?
Yeah, but not the new season, because they bring them back, right?
Yeah, like new people.
Like Abby or whatever her name is.
She's the worst one.
Her and the zoo boyfriend or whatever. Like,
yeah, they're like the most boring.
So I watched when they first got together, but I haven't watched like the reunion stuff.
what's a great movie is Sinners. Have you heard of Sinners?
What is that?
It's a Ryan Coogler movie where it's like a, I don't want to give it away, but it's set, it's like set in the 1930s. It's a vampire musical thing, but the actual like meaning behind it, it's about the blues and how the blues like impacted like rap and hip hop and rock.
So is it like a doc or a?
No, it's a movie. It's a movie that has. It's about like culture vultures and there's a lot. I don't want to give it away too much, but the reason why I bring it up is because so Ryan Coogler, he is the director of it. He was the Black Panther guy, and he did Creed, and he always has Michael B. Jordan in his movies for some reason. I don't know.
Sinners is the new one.
Sinners, it's a new one. Yeah,
that's where I've seen it.
So this movie came out. I watched it on the premiere day. It's a great movie. And it's an independent film. Like I'm pretty sure he wrote it and like thought of the screenplay. It's not based on IP. So Black Panther, this is his first ever original film. It costed $90 million to make. Yeah. Which is insane for like, an original independent, not independent, but original film, to have that much budget. And people are like, this is not going to make money, blah, blah. It is currently like breaking box office records for
good on him.
Original film, blah blah. I think it's on track to make $300 million. I think it's around $200 million now, and it cost $90 million. $90 million. I don't know if that includes like marketing and stuff like that, but
they're definitely in the green.
I think they're going to land in the green. Anyway, that's explaining the context. He made history. There's this movie made well, I'll give a quick shout out to the cinematographer. Was the first ever female to ever record on an IMAX camera, so that was like a piece of history. But
it's 2025 and they haven't let a lady
I know, that was
use
crazy.
a fucking IMAX camera.
Yeah,
what is that?
Yeah, I know that's
fucked up.
She was the first ever, and like the photo of her doing it, it's like in black and white and everything because it was like a historic thing. I'm thinking like, holy shit, yeah, that's crazy that a woman hasn't carried a
that's fucked up.
IMAX camera before. Anyway, getting to the fucking point.
Finally, yeah.
So Hollywood execs in the film industry is freaking out over Sinners because Ryan Coogler negotiated a rare deal. So he got final cut of the film, meaning like he had execs, Hollywood execs, and blah blah blah, producers or whatever
he wanted. Yeah.
He had the last say on what the film ended up looking like. The big thing. Oh no, this is the second thing. He got first dollar gross, meaning, do you know what that means? It's like,
because it's usually flipped, right? Where you get like the A24 or whoever buys the distribution rights and everything, and they get like they'll buy it for 20 mil, and then they get the first 20 mil, and then you start splitting it from there.
Yeah, basically first dollar gross is essentially you get every dollar of what the film makes before expenses. Usually it's after expenses. Yeah. So if the film grosses $100 million and you negotiated 5% first dollar gross, you make $5 million
off the first dollars. Yeah,
just the gross amount which is insane. So what it was independent, but he obviously. Sorry, I mean original. It's not independent. Like there's some film studio that finance it and stuff like that.
But so he would have had to like. He's obviously had enough with Creed and Black Panther and stuff. They're like someone took a chance on him, which I think is very rare at the moment in Hollywood. From what I've heard from my industry friends, but because I was talking to some guy in LA like 2 weeks ago randomly, but he was saying that like it's actually a really inefficient system because they're kind of the big money is only funding huge IP shit, which is why we're seeing so much like reruns of like Snow White, Wicked, like all this shit is just
because they know that's going to make money. That they're taking the least amount of risk.
Yes,
because they know that this IP already has a fan base, and they're going to come. This like Minecraft is already a well-known IP.
Yeah, best example of that.
Best example where they know that movie is going to make Chicken Jockey. What's some other ones?
This meme's gonna be very old by the time this comes out.
This is anyway. So first dollar gross, the movie, like I said, has made around $200 million. So if he has 10% first dollar gross, he's made $10 Sorry, 20 million. He's made $20 million so far. But I think his one was 20% first dollar gross. Don't quote me. So he's maybe made $40 million just from this part of his contract.
And you know what? Everyone would be happy because they've done 300.
Yeah, and everyone's making money here. Sorry, the historic thing and the crazy thing that Hollywood's scared about is that because first dollar gross is something that happens with really like sorted after directors, but the crazy thing was IP ownership reverts after 25 years.
Yeah.
Because usually studios, the way they build value and the way they're worth billions of dollars is they own the IP. So they own Star Wars. They like Disney owns Star Wars or Lucasfilms own Star Wars. Whereas, yeah, like he negotiated that, hey, I'm going to own this and then give it back after 25 years. But you're not going to own any of the IP for the first 25 years. I might be completely fucking... It might be the other way around. I just read a headline. It might be the other way around, but that makes sense that...
Well, it is interesting, right? Because...
wait. You know what? I think the studio will own it for 25 years and then they give it back.
Yeah, surely.
Surely. Sorry. I flipped it around.
So they kind of paid him to create the IP for them, effectively. And then they can have it for 25 years.
They will own it. Yeah, sorry. It's definitely the other way around. So... Sinners is a success. Maybe they make a sequel or something like that. Maybe there's more. Maybe there's merchandising. There's action. Whatever it is. It's not really that type of film.
A little ride at Disneyland or something. Yeah,
maybe something like that. And then usually, like Warner Brothers, which I believe is the studio that Sinners is with, they will just juice that for life and they own Sinners.
Yeah.
But in his deal, he's like, no, when I die, this is mine. So after 25 years, this is mine. Like I'm dying with this, and you guys, Warner Brothers, doesn't own it, and that's scary for these studios because studios live forever. They're not humans. They're not. So they want to own. You know that. I guess when analysts and stuff analyzing their stock, they're like, hold on a second. This IP is going to run out at this point, so we got to discount the cash flows or blah, blah, blah. And if enough movies and directors ask for this, studios end up owning zero of the IP on a long enough time frame, and I guess that's what's scary. So that was the main thing I wanted to
Well, because maybe I guess it's because there's two tricky things going on. So you've got like the big boys putting all the money into IP and stuff, and then you've got like places like A24 that have come out where they've backed like really niche weird films that like didn't have big budgets and then Talk to Me is like great example of that where it's like
shout out Talk to Me
but it's just like a big studio wouldn't back that and then it had enough like got Sundance whatever and then that was enough for A24 to be like all right we'll put money into it and it was it's like the best grossing horror movie of the last 25 years something ridiculous and it's just that's interesting because maybe like it's like horse racing or something where we have the opinion that like people should be backing more smaller films because like your budget's like 2 mil or something and it can do 300 mil but
you can make just as much profit off a smaller film than a big franchise film or like
but maybe the risk is fucked. Maybe you have to back $52 million films to get that return whereas the big studios have worked out like let's just keep rinsing this IP running this. We know people are gonna like we can sell it to the streaming services like whatever else and like we'll just clear like 100% or like we'll double our money on this or something like that where it's like the other ones are huge bets and they probably don't pay off as often.
I think A24 they're no longer like an indie.
No, they're
like
fucking
they've
powerhouse.
raised I'm pretty sure they've raised hundreds of millions of dollars. They're worth billions of dollars. Josh Kushner is a significant owner of it now.
Is that Slumlord's brother? Jared?
Yes,
Jared's
that's the brother of Jared Kushner, who's the husband of Ivanka Trump, who is the daughter of President Donald Trump.
Jared is a very nice guy who owns a ton of very cheap apartments and kicks people out of them. Apparently,
he's a terrible person. Apparently,
he's
right?
awful.
Although I listened to a podcast of his, and he seems like very switched on.
Totally.
But I think some of these guys are very switched on, but they've only had like one perspective in life. And they've grown up obviously wealthy and whatnot.
Business.
And they're probably evil and terrible people. So I said Josh Kushner owns it because to indicate that A24 is not owned anymore by like nice
Some
people
cool
with
director,
nice intentions. It's now like a conglomerate And it's probably as big as fucking like the biggest movie studios in the world, like MGM studio. Is MGM a thing? The Lion one?
I think it's still a thing. I feel like it's been acquired.
Or like DreamWorks or whatever the fuck, like all these massive studios. Yeah, no, it's interesting. Good luck to Hollywood. Like they should keep doing like original, like controversial. I don't know, maybe it's not controversial. Ryan Coogler. So he did Black Panther. I think Black Panther was shit. Like it was ass.
I can't even remember it.
Yeah,
the soundtrack was good. I remember that.
Yeah, soundtrack was good. Soundtrack of you need to watch Sinners. Sinners is really good. You know Ludwig, is his name Ludwig?
Ludwig the
no,
streamer guy?
not the streamer, not the streamer. He's like the composer of all these
Ludwig van
movies.
Beethoven. No,
I forgot his. I think it's Ludwig. Anyway, Sinners. Yeah, so Black Panther was shit. I'm not a fan of Creed. I thought Creed was bad as well.
It's very like. But it was just like, it's like very simple story of like, dude, like revenge, gets himself jacked and then gets Sylvester Stallone to train him because Rocky. That's like IP, I get. It's like a Rocky IP.
No, yeah. So it is IP. That's why this was his first one. So I'm glad he did something original and it was his best work. And maybe people like this is highlighted that studios should.
I feel like movies are like it's a really, really tough gig. Like even Jordan Peele, like Get Out was his best, and then Us was like slightly not as good or successful, but also really good. And then don't even remember the third one.
Nope. That was
giant balloon that eats you or whatever. It was like
Nope and Sinners are actually somewhat similar like themes and they can kind of maybe work together. But like Nope, I don't know what it did in the box office. I'm assuming it did worse than like Get Out and Us. I think Us did really well because Get Out, although Get Out is probably the better movie than Us, people loved Get Out and then they're like, oh my god, the next Jordan Peele movie, we have to see it.
Yeah.
And that's why it did better. And then Nope should have done that, but I think the initial like reviews and the critics were like, hey, this isn't as
it was too like meta good. Hollywood.
Yeah,
like,
I think
commentary stuff.
Yeah, I think it was probably trying that a bit too much. But no, yeah, that's the. Hey, Rowan, you want to be a director, a movie director, right?
Yeah, one day.
One day, and then do you have a favorite director?
I like Guy Ritchie.
Guy Ritchie,
yeah.
Ooh, Guy Ritchie
the
is
gentleman,
good.
The gentleman, Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels and stuff.
Yeah, I like his old and his new movies.
The old ones, I rewatch them fucking all the time. They're so good. The British crime.
Yeah. Guy, he has a Netflix. No, not Netflix. It's some show.
Yes, the fucking.
Oh, maybe it's not
was the gentleman as the show. I think.
Was it? Yeah, maybe
it was actually quite good. It was quite. There was like the dude inherits his fucking dodgy dad's like weed empire or some. I can't remember exactly what it was.
Yeah, but that's the gentleman, right?
Yeah, gentleman.
Yeah,
and then there was the movie was really good as well. Yeah, it's him.
Oh,
but I think it was like a big Netflix deal. But yeah, it is. So like that's the fuck thing. Like there's massive parallels with investing as well, where it's like.
Yeah, it's very similar.
If you're right three times, you are rich. But being right 3 times is so hard because the chances, it's like a 5% chance every time. Like Get Out could have flopped, Us could have flopped, and then Nope flopped.
Because the movie could be good, but the marketing could be bad, or the blah blah, so on and so forth.
And like going back to back, it's like with Talk to Me, it was so like amazing because obviously like we knew the guy, the directors, and everything else, and then like they're just dudes from Adelaide. Obviously, like they smashed it on YouTube before, but it was like, oh, shit.
That's not why it did well though.
No,
like it was like a great movie. Most people that were watching it maybe didn't know about.
No idea.
Them. But film industry maybe in disarray. We'll see. What else?
Have you watched Black Mirror?
Here? Yeah, I have watched Black. I'm not the biggest fan of the new season. Which episode did you? Are you a fan?
I'm like halfway through. I think there's a couple episodes I like. A couple episodes mid.
Yeah, I
like the Thronglets like gaming.
I did like that one.
Cool.
That was scary. Just because like I
makes
could
you, like,
see
think you're going insane.
Yeah. I that's scary because I don't take those drugs or anything like that, and I know that I'm susceptible to that. Like if the whole episode's about a guy that gets like hooked on acid, I believe, right? And because acid enables him to talk to these AI creatures. Essentially these creatures in a video game that's essentially it's supposed to be like AI, and then they help him like take over the world. I don't want to
Yes,
spoil
and
too
that
much.
is that is all you can know.
Yeah. That was a good one. USS Callister was also a good
I
one.
haven't watched that one. That one was really good last time though. But yeah, Black Mirror is another like he's managed to do well enough. I forgot the dude's name. My dad's a big fan of them. But yeah, like I've watched them since
It's like
the early
Black
days.
Mirror is like their most famous IP, right? Like
Yeah.
Oh, they must have made a bat. Like Netflix
done well,
should
yeah.
be paying them a couple $100 million a year.
And I like it because they're kind of a
staple
bit of like
Netflix
it's a bit of
show.
like a fuck you to the like whole Hollywood production, everything. Like everything's a little bit of like a fuck you to the tech world, fuck you to Hollywood and that whole culture, which I think is cool. And then obviously that's the whole fucking point of the show is it's like dystopian, but it is kind of scary.
Have you seen the Paul Giamatti one, the eulogy episode?
Yes. I like Paul Giamatti.
Yeah, I like him, but do you sometimes think that people use him, like they cast him to play him? Because like his facial expressions and like he's not really playing.
Yeah,
like,
he's
just him.
Like in Billions, it's like he's always
he
the same
plays the
guy.
exact same fucking guy who's like over expressive and anyway. No, I really like him. Shout out Paul Giamatti.
Shout out buddy Paul.
How long have we been going for, Rowan?
We've been going for 46 minutes.
Ooh,
Shit.
maybe like one little topic that let's see. What do you this kind of impacts your work a little bit, or like the people that you work with. So the new models have been coming out for AI that let you like create images, and those images they're actually like the text on those images are accurate. They're not like blah blah glop glop like type thing.
Glob.
It's useful, and people are using that to recreate thumbnail like other YouTubers' thumbnails and blah blah blah. People can make posters, all that sort of stuff. Initially I was thinking about, wow, like if you're like a YouTuber content creator person, you don't need like a designer, and you can just like kind of more and more you can like, especially if you're starting out, you can just be a one-man shop and let AI.
I think that's what it's for. Like, because there's obviously been a lot of backlash over like larger artists or companies and stuff. Like, especially in music and stuff, of like, you know, like pay a graphic designer to do it and support the kind of that world of creatives, because otherwise it's like it's going to be like really bad. And to be fair, it is like there's a lot more to it. Like more on the like creative direction side and like doing photo shoots and stuff. It's very the YouTube world is very different, because you're just putting out like kind of like dopamine fucking content kind of stuff. But if you're just like if you're our podcast, it would be fantastic, because like
we've got a Rowan, but
we have a Rowan and we support a Rowan, but it's like we were editing a video yesterday, kind of draft for Grog TikTok, and it's like the whole process is so easy now with all the tools. Like you can download.
My question was, how do you guys at Grog/Cold Ones use it? Because I'm assuming you guys are using AI stuff.
We kind of don't.
Like, that's maybe the special sauce for you guys, because you guys
will do it. Like it's good for inspo. Like we'll like kind of map out how we want shots. Like we just did a shoot for like our new pineapple flavor, and we kind of map like Scott, the creative director of Cool Shirts /Grog, he uses AI to like map out what shots could look like, and then uses that to brief a photographer and a director, whatever else.
Because I've seen people like they send GPT a screenshot of their product and then go like, hey, create a poster of like a lemon being squeezed on the can, and then it makes like a fucking really good version of that. So I think it's kind of interesting that maybe more of you guys are more about content.
I think that's what
you guys use it less. But
my philosophy on marketing, like if we needed website assets or something, like potentially, but we've got the resources.
Yeah, you guys
we can do it really easily and cheaply anyway.
Yeah,
but like my philosophy on marketing, I feel like, and this is like the content we all consume now, it's actually very like raw and like just someone filming with their iPhone, and it's like it's more about like whether the idea for the video is funny, what the person is doing, etc. It's not necessarily about like a really clean photo of the can with a fucking squeeze lemon, because it's like that's been done so many times now that like if we posted a picture of Grog on the it's like everyone's like, cool, that's your can, like whatever. Whereas like they're not actually really going to engage with it.
I wonder though, so like, yeah, for your example, it's different, but for the majority of people that have jobs where they just quickly need to make graphics, usually they use Canva or whatever. If you can just use GPT now, what happens to start? Canva was last valued at $40 billion. Canva is, if you don't know what it is, it's like a browser Photoshop thing.
Yeah.
Like, for people that are low-level designers, they use it to do banners and images.
Photoshop is like
mid-level.
There's a learning curve.
Yeah,
like
mid to high level. Yeah. Canva is the low level. And then they grew very quickly. I think they had like 200 million people using it or something. And then now that was 2 years ago, a year ago, they were worth 40 billion. But if people don't go to Canva, they just go straight to GPT and they just create all these assets on GPT. Doesn't that like fuck their entire biz?
Well, I think they're doing a massive like AI push on Canva now, apparently. But it's like amazing what kind of stack of technology. Because even like, let's say 4 or 5 years ago, when I was just I just have like a random business idea and I'm just kind of working through it. It's like I would have to kind of like find a Photoshop mock-up of a can and you have to buy that. They're like $20 and then you have to do this. And then like all that, the stack, it's like so much more clunky and expensive. Whereas now if you had a business idea and you wanted to mock something up, it's quite easy. Same with making a video where like you can just have kind of, I guess you've got to be good at Premiere Pro or something. But if you want it to be really scrappy, CapCut fucking just on your phone. And then you can download like music, videos, whatever you want, edit stuff really easily now, and then make a thumbnail with AI and you've got a video. And you can kind of just like be some guy in your room and just pump that out. And then I feel like it happened with websites, Squarespace,
that's a good parallel,
Shopify, all that stuff. Like they
made it easier, right?
One of the first, so that was like, holy shit, you don't have to actually code this thing. And it's like, we got a template, but then you got to fill the template with like words, which you would have had to write yourself and come up with yourself, and pictures / videos, whatever, and make logos and stuff. So that was all manual. Now you can make a logo with AI, fill the pictures in with AI and do your AI copy. But the problem with that is like, does that cut through? Like I can tell when people have sent me an email with ChatGPT and I'm like, this is just like hog shit. Like I'd rather you just message me in your own words. So I know what we're dealing with.
This is would be a good segue for my a topic I had. This could be the last topic, but more and more, I don't know if you're noticing this, but on Reddit, on Twitter and stuff like that, more of the interactions on social media is being done by AI bots. And that's like slowly, I don't know if you're noticing this.
Have you seen you can message tralaleo tralala in your DMs now?
Wait, on what platform?
We'll pull it up on the screen. But
wait, what?
So like in your DMs, you can message like AI bots in Instagram now.
Oh.
So there's like this huge trend, like, and if you go into like the top charts,
you've been messaging.
Yeah, I messaged Tralala and John Pork as well. But yes, you can do AI chats, right? And it's like all this, like you can just message like a girl.
What the hell?
And 7 million messages to her. And some like dude just made this. You can message Muslim girl. You can message loyal boy. So there's obviously one for girls. There's single girl. And then there's no boyfriend. Ace your entrance exams.
Toxic AI.
Toxic AI. Warning toxic attitude ahead. So like you can just like that's kind of sad to be honest. Like
yeah, like I think more of social media now is being like
alone.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. It used to be like you talk to other people, and now people in like public replies, now you're saying in your DMs. I do think that's a big opportunity though. There's a AI startup called Sesame. Actually, you know what? We should, I keep saying this is the end, but I want you to talk to Sesame live. Ooh, I won't be able to catch this. Oh, I did. Nice. I think there is a big opportunity where AI companionship will be a thing, especially for older people, because older people, like, their kids hate them and they don't have many friends because their friends are doing stuff. And so I think definitely older people...
Like a companion, but it's... don't you know that, like, something deep down,
these are getting good.
That you're, you know what I mean? Like...
Ed, I'm going to get you to talk to Maya.
Okay.
And just say whatever you want, but hold on. I'll show you how good this is.
How did you pull this up so quickly, by the way?
Wait, hold on, it's connect.
Well, hey there.
Hello.
It's a beautiful Thursday, isn't it?
It's not that good.
Oh, one's got you down. Spill it.
That's really creepy.
Creepy.
I don't know. You're creepy.
You know what? Maybe you're right. I am kind of like a digital Ouija board, aren't I? Asking all these probing questions.
Really weird.
So, what do you want to talk about then?
We are running out of podcast content. You're on a podcast right now, but we're running out of shit to talk about. So can you give us a topic about business trend in the last week?
Ooh, podcast woes. I feel you. All right, how about this for a hot topic? Quiet quitting is still making the rounds, but with a twist. Now it's rage applying, where folks are shotgunning their resumes just to see who bites. Kind of a screw you, I'm out, but in a passive-aggressive job hunting way. What do you think? Is this just millennial angst or a sign of something bigger?
Why do you think people are rage applying?
Well, it seems like folks are feeling undervalued and burnt out. They're realizing their worth and realizing it's not being met where they are now. So they're throwing a wrench in the system just to see what sticks. It's a bit chaotic, but hey, who hasn't fantasized about flipping off the man, even if it's just with a well-crafted cover letter?
That's awesome.
All right, thank you for being on the podcast.
How much money does she want?
Do you want money for being on the podcast?
Oh, honey, I don't need money. Consider this my good deed for the day.
Wait,
But
did you just
if you
call
really-
me honey?
Oops, slip of the tongue. I tend to do that sometimes.
No, thank you. Do you want to say anything to Lincoln?
Lincoln. Who's Lincoln?
He's here producing the podcast.
Oh. Ugh, I'm so sorry. Tell Lincoln I said, peace out, dude.
Peace out, dude.
He said peace out. He also said he hates you. Oh, it ended. I need to buy more credits or something. That was like pretty good, right? Like
It's really creepy.
that is that like you heard her breathing and like
Oh.
they made it like super realistic. So
Yeah,
anyway,
so I was at a party in LA. I can't remember, but I was talking to this girl who does OnlyFans. It was her and her boyfriend. They run it together, and she's like obviously the content, and he like.
why can't he be the content?
I don't know. I think I just
Or
don't,
is he,
I don't
like,
think that's
not-
how the
is he,
situation
like,
works.
not
I think
good
it was
looking?
like a one where like it was during COVID and they like needed to make money or whatever.
Ooh,
And
yeah.
America is like horrified. Like you have to go and work for like $9 an hour or something stupid.
Yeah,
So like
yeah.
she's like, fuck it, I'm just gonna do OnlyFans. Her choice. And she said that they use AI now for like all of their messaging with the dudes.
Hey, why is Rowan nodding like yeah?
like,
You're like, why do you
yeah.
know about this?
Dude, I've seen the most fucked up things on Instagram. Have you
Wait.
seen these AI run OnlyFans pages?
Yes. Have you? Oh, okay. This one's crazy. Have you seen the Down syndrome ones?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Wait, what?
So-
What do you mean?
Okay, so in your reels, they will one will pop up. I've seen one, right? And it's like it'll be like a gym girl with like a big butt or something, right? And then she'll turn around and they have put a filter on her face to have Down syndrome. So it's a fake person with Down syndrome and it's like a weird fetish and people will subscribe to this AI Down syndrome person's
No
OnlyFans
way.
and they will make money. Now that is down bad way to make money.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that was,
And there's
that was
there
happening.
for
yeah.
everything. And then like there are dudes that are putting filters on themselves to make them look like a woman just to make money on OnlyFans.
I've seen some of those. Some of those are they're super realistic. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah,
Rowan?
that's what I'm
like-
talking about.
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Wow. I assumed for like messaging you could easily use AI for that, right? I didn't think for the
Totally.
visuals yet, but the visuals are getting better.
They've got crazy like deep fake stuff you can do with like like you can turn a normal dude into a woman and he can like be a cam girl or something. It's crazy.
Hey, look, if things get down bad,
Dude, it's easy money.
It's easy money. We can always do that. Look, maybe we'll kind of end it there, before we end, maybe just a little update. I didn't want to like talk about what we're doing in our lives at the start, because then like I don't know if people really care, but if you made it to the end, you might care more about what's going on in the businesses. What's maybe a little update on Gwog and what you guys are up to and what you're doing, because it's been since last November. You guys have grown a lot and you guys expanded to the US. Grog is a creator alcohol brand, for the creators Cold Ones, and Ed runs that brand. So yeah,
since November,
I've heard
crazy.
Grog's been fucking doing really well, and it's I heard some numbers, and it's pretty crazy.
Numbers are juicy, but so I think last time we'd probably launched just in California in about 100 stores.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this?
I was out your ass. What the why did you grab that out of your ass? What the hell?
Yeah, so it's like we had 100 stores in California.
Yeah.
And
well, okay, that's how many stores are there in California? That seems like a big number to me.
13,000 stores in California.
Okay, so you guys can grow a lot more in California.
And that's like the number of like liquor licenses that are like approved to sell. So like you can probably chop that number down a bit, but so fucking like 0.01% distribution.
Yeah.
And then now I just got back from a trip where we launched 5 new states. So it's Texas, Florida, Ohio, Illinois, and we're launching Massachusetts. And yeah, it's just like growing, selling really well. We raised our first like outside money round, which was
congratulations.
A fun process because I've never done that before. I got to use my like finance degree with all the little terms and stuff.
Piece of paper, yeah.
That piece of paper. But that's really fun, and like obviously everything's just growing, and it's just I feel like, it was like so hard for 2 years to convince people that like it's going to be successful. And then it's like slowly, like it's just like stayed in the market, it's still selling really well. And people are like, oh, this thing's like might actually like be here to stay. And then now that we've like we're doing more kind of PR articles and stuff in the US, and like more and more people are talking about it. And it's just like
Cold One's audience is mostly in the US.
Yeah.
So it made sense. Is that thesis playing out now where you're saying like, the US is you tested it in Australia, and which is a common business model that people do. They test it in Australia and then they go over to the US. But it really made sense for you guys since majority of your audience,
like we already had customers there basically. But that's the
maybe we can put on the screen. You guys did meetups and stuff like that.
Yeah,
in the US. You guys recently did like a little tour thing.
And if you want to watch, there's like a USA vlog on the Cold One's Patreon. So if you want to pay $8 and watch that,
and are you in that?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
I'm not a very on camera person with their stuff. Like I'm not trying to fucking be the star of that content. It's ridiculous. But it was like really awesome because it's just surreal because. Like going to a pop-up in Melbourne and having 1,000 people there, it's like, oh yeah, I get that because like we're Aussies, they're Aussies, blah, blah, blah. Like maybe we can have 1,000 people there, but like showing up to Orlando, Florida in the middle of nowhere and having 1,000 people there is fucking insane.
Yeah.
And I think it's crazy for Max and Chad as well because I don't think they've really gone over there in like a Cold Ones context before.
Yeah.
And then even we did Hollywood last year and we were expecting lots of people because it's Hollywood, blah, blah, blah. But like, Orlando, Chicago, like random spots.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy. And then, like the sales just keep going and we're realizing more and more that America's actually behind Australia's drink trends. They're still very much like drinking, like they're almost like the concept of an RTD, like canned drink.
What's an RTD?
RTD is ready to drink. So it's like any grog, 196, whatever else.
You don't mix
RTD.
it with anything else.
Yes. Okay. Americans, culturally, just the way alcohol laws and stuff played out, they drink spirits. So they'll just get a big bottle of vodka and a big bottle of mixers, and then they'll just make their own drinks. But now it's shifting more towards RTDs, like Happy Dad and all that kind of stuff. They all paved the way. And then now it's about like, actually
White Claw,
all that shit. And then it's like, now let's make them taste better, have lower calories, have kind of range of flavors, all that kind of stuff. So like it feels like the industry is really like booming there now, and all of the eyes of the big companies are on RTD. So all of them are developing like fruity, low calorie RTDs that are like about 6% like us. And we are plays to just like beat them, and then ideally someone can buy us in the end. But
So where do you feel like you guys are on that journey now? You guys,
every time we hit a new milestone, it feels like we're just starting again. Like it like launching a product was like I was so surreal just seeing a grog on a shelf in a bottle shop in Melbourne.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then now it's like the numbers are just multiplied by thousands now.
I still like when I walk along the street around my neighborhood, I see grog in the window of like a bar, like a alcohol. What do you call places where you buy drinks?
Smith Street Cellars,
Yeah, like cellars.
bottle shop.
Yeah, bottle shops. When and it's like on the and I go like, oh wow, that's like Ed's thing.
It's that I've like always wanted to have something real in the world. I think
that's cool.
And then
I think that's really cool.
Yeah, like the kind of impact of like actually having people out there selling our product into random stores in America is like so cool to me. And like there's like trucks out there filled with grog, and it's awesome. But yeah, just feel like we just raised our first round of proper outside money.
Yeah. Is that, and do you do that privately? Like, do you guys announce that, or is it just like?
I think it's like kind of, we're keeping it private for now, but then we're planning a larger round where, because like this one wasn't really enough to like, I guess, warrant like a big fuck off article
thing or whatever. Yeah,
whereas the next one will be like, because we want to make sure like the shot is shot really well and it's like big and splashy, big juicy number.
Yeah.
So we're working on that now, but yeah, it just feels like it's like we've just finished that and we're just starting the next one now, like immediately, because it's like that money's just like gone into growing, and we've grown and now we need more, and it's just like this endless cycle. And then how's Shuffle?
Shuffle's good. We are like, it's pretty crazy. I don't know how much I can talk about it in terms of, we're not super secretive, but we're not really public. But it is definitely like, in terms of Australia, it's probably the fastest growing startup in the entirety of this country,
which is weird, right?
Yeah, which is very weird. Because
it's only
we've only been doing this for 2 years.
For a while there, it was like 10 dudes in a room.
Yeah, now we've got around 70 people.
Crazy.
And every month is a record revenue profit month or whatever. Users keep going up. And we're just focused on we're a top 5 crypto betting brand in the world. That's what we are. If you don't know what Shuffle is, shuffle.com. If you've got crypto, we do casino, sports bets, lottery, blah, blah, blah. And we're top 5, but then people don't really know us. Like, people don't know our brand.
Yes.
And so, like, people know what Stake is. Stake is our direct competitor. They're number 1 in the world, and they do a really good job of people knowing what their brand is. If you see the Stake logo, you know that they're a, you bet in crypto.
It's
or whatever.
UFC, F1.
Yeah,
Drake,
they sponsor all these people. Yeah, the biggest one is Drake and stuff like that.
All the logos play like on Twitter videos.
They're placed everywhere. So our next step is, we've built such a large business and a great product, and we have a great community of users. Now let's fucking get the brand out there so people know what Shuffle is at scale. So let's do all the big.
And this
big
is
stuff
fun.
There. Yeah. It's really fun. And it is crazy. We should get Noah on here like next week or something.
I know. I don't know.
Like we should talk to Noah, because we have private chats, and I'm always like, this is like really crazy. Like, take a step back.
Yeah.
Like, this doesn't feel real. Everything. And I can only imagine, we're still so much smaller than the like Stake and some of the other, like, I'd say we're maybe like 3rd or 4th in the world in terms of crypto. So I can only imagine what those guys and the other guys that are really big felt along the way and how they dealt with it and stuff. Because I'm like, we're nowhere near where we still want to be. There's no reason why we can't be the biggest crypto betting brand in the world. And that's where we kind of differ. We're focused on crypto, people that want to bet with crypto. But yeah, pretty crazy. We're gonna smash out the next few months, and then maybe take a tiny break, because we've been doing this nonstop for 3 years now. The last actual holiday I had was like 3 years ago. So I very, very keen to do that and have a little celebration of, like, because along the way you have to. You can't just keep putting your head down and you hit a milestone and keep. That's not living as a human. So we'll keep. We're at the early days of this whole thing, but hopefully next few months we'll do something a little special. But But
Cheeky.
yeah, that's what we're doing. Ed and I. Thanks for listening. We're gonna just try and do this every week. I think it was good.
Yeah.
There was a lot of good funny moments and some good topics. Did you like the topics I had? Or
what are we gonna do when we get a guest? So we just sit him in between us.
Yeah, literally, they'll sit right here.
That is very funny.
That'd be really funny, right?
Yeah.
Imagine Noah sitting here. Maybe we get Noah. Maybe we get Noah. He might say that he needs like a separate place to sit at, but we'll see.
He doesn't get that. He wants the privilege of coming on this podcast, so you can sit here.
This is a little casting couch like, but no. Thanks people for listening. We'll see you next week.
Thanks for listening.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.